it going, folks? It's a little bit foggy and I was just passing my favourite local lane, so I thought I'd stop by and enjoy it in the fog, autumnal fog, which I've not done before. There's going to be a little bit of that as I experience a full year in Buxton, because you know it's nice to see lanes in different seasons. So you know, I think I've posted this lane already at least once, twice maybe, but like already it feels totally different. Visibility's down, there's some puddles which there weren't previously, you know, it's a little bit softer under tyre, and all in all it's got a completely different mood about it. So just turn my heaters on. Bit of condensation, it is cold today. Just passing one of the quarries on our right here, which I stopped off the other day just to have a look, because I believe it's good for swimming. There's a couple of local outdoor swimming clubs that meet, and I'm not sure what the legality is because there's no entry signs, but then there's lots of sort of formal clubs that meet here. So I thought I'd go for a walk round, obviously the boundary, staying within you know, the guidance of the signs that were around, and from what I could see it looked quite nice. It also looked like it would potentially be a really sketchy place to go swimming, so I think in circumstances like that it's always best to, you know, if you go doing wild swimming, not be going alone, go with a club, etc., using common sense. So that's my thoughts on the matter. I think because it's en route home, we might stop and do the golf club. Buxton, I don't know, is it Buxton Golf Club, Buxton Golf Course? I don't know. I tell you what, this wet weather has changed the feel of this lane quite a lot. I think it's hard under tyre. Traction's amazing, like I don't think you'd ever get stuck, but it's changed the feel a little bit. It also gives you an indication of just how bouncy it is, because sometimes you do these videos and especially if the anti-shake mode is turned on your phone, it doesn't actually look bouncy in the slightest, but I think the puddles highlight just how undulating it is. You know, some of these puddles are quite deep, so nice to see from the camera's perspective. As we come to the end of the lane here, it's been interesting, some interesting twists in the planning of the renovation for Old Boy, which is what I'm driving at the moment, the TD4. A little bit muddy, yeah. Yeah, you could definitely get bogged there. If you were in a lesser four-wheel drive or didn't have momentum. As I was saying, in terms of some developments as to the renovation or the restoration of Old Boy, I've been planning a 12-volt system. I've done the maths, and whilst I'd love to just get like a little portable box, like a little jackery, the output, like, you know, the wattage that they can store, because, you know, first and foremost, a lot of leisure battery systems, they're done in amp hours. A lot of these jackery, like portable systems, Blue Yeti and things like that, they're all done via wattage. So as I was doing the maths, and I checked and double checked this, but as I was doing the maths, it became apparent that a lot of the portable systems, you don't really get a huge amount of bang for your buck in terms of battery storage. So I started researching like the old school leisure battery style system because I've never really had one before. And one thing I came across was the fact that, you know, old AGM batteries, you only really get about 50% discharge, so you've got to factor that in for your maths. And then not only that, but you know, your split charge relay isn't always the most efficient, and you can lose another few percent there, and etc, etc. However, it still seems to work out a lot better economically and power wise. So I think I'll go that route, which I'm quite excited about, because I've been shopping for fridges as well. Anyone who's sort of been out laning with me or has shared brews or conversations over the topic, you'll know I've enjoyed quite a lot of long trips now, like dozens of weekends away, but then also like several week, 2 week plus trips. North Coast 500 I've done with my brother. I've been to the Outer Hebrides. That was a great trip. I've done lots of that sort of stuff, and Wales several times. And I like it, but I don't really want to be limited to 2 weeks, which is about as much as I think you can carry fresh food and stuff like that. So I think a fridge is the way. Just turning off onto the golf course there. A little bit quicker than I'd like to turn off, but there's a guy right up my bum. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the idea of being a little bit more off-grid, having that fridge, having that slightly more water storage. I'll probably upgrade my water storage from 20 to 40 litre, which realistically in England, unless it's peak summer, that's plenty for most trips. What do you go through a day drinking wise? If you're having a few tins of pop or whatever, you're very rarely going to be drinking more than 2 litres a day. So doing that, I was looking into ways to extend the fuel tank as well, and it just looks cumbersome, and it doesn't look like it's easy to do on a Freelander, so it'll just be jerry can option. There's a lovely chap I was chatting to in Holland about a custom roof rack, where he seems to have gone quiet. It was expensive. I think it worked out about £1,000, and I had to go and collect it. But it is fantastic build quality. 1 or 2 people from that neck of the woods, like Freelander Owners Club, seem to have these custom racks, and they're fantastic. For those that are familiar with the bars on a Freelander one, it's essentially just swapping those out for metal version, rather than the plastic bars that come stock on the Freelander one. And then not just that, actually building in a roof box on top, so it becomes a bit more of a sort of touring setup. I like the idea of that, because, you know, being able to have 40 litres of fuel on top of the approximately 65 the tank will carry. Speaking of which, I think I'm going to need to get some petrol on the way home, or diesel rather, a bit empty. But yeah, if I can't, oh, it's a bit of a dip. If I can't sort something out with that rack, which I would like, because I'd like the idea of a sort of a roof tenant as well, then I'll just go back to my original plan of putting a 10 or 20 litre jerry on the rear door, and then just planning fuel stops a bit wiser. I've only ever needed jerry cans once on all the trips I've been on. Even North Coast 500, there's plenty of fuel stations. You might pay 10-15p more a litre, but there's plenty of them. When we went to the Outer Hebrides, needed them once. I had 40 litres with me. I had 2 20 litre cans with me, and that was more of a matter of convenience than needing to. And there we go, end of the road. Look forward to chatting to you more soon. Thanks everybody for watching, and catch you next time.